Okay, first of all, I'm going to perform hand hygiene. I'm going to introduce myself to the patient. Hey, my name is Savannah, and I'm going to be your nurse today. I'm going to identify the patient using 2 identifiers. I'm going to ask him to state his name and date of birth for me, and it matches his armband, so I know I've got the right patient. And I see that he is already in mid-Fowler position. And next, I'm going to assess his lung sounds to see if he needs suctioning. So I'm going to go ahead and listen to his lungs. I hear bilateral crackles in his lungs, and his O2 sat is 89%, and I see some sputum in his trach, so I do need to suction him. I'm going to explain to him that I'm going to stick a suction catheter into his tracheotomy tube to hopefully get some of that mucus out of his chest so that he'll hopefully be able to breathe better. I'm going to establish communication with him, and I'm going to tell him that if anytime he needs me to stop, or he becomes uncomfortable or increases in shortness of breath, for him to raise his hand. And I'm going to ask that he return demonstration, and he can raise his hand, so I know this method of communication will be effective. Next, I'm going to check the suction and make sure that it is working properly. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some gloves. And the way that I know the suction is working properly is I'm going to turn it on and include the end of it, and it should be between 5 and 10. So I'm going to go ahead and include, and it goes up in between 5 and 10, so I know that it is working properly. Next, I'm going to drape my patient. And I'm going to hyperoxygenate him for a minimum of 30 seconds with 100% oxygen with tubing similar to this. And next, I'm going to set up my sterile field. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to empty out my contents of my suction catheter. And as long as I don't touch past the 1 inch border, it's not contaminated. And I can get my basin for my sterile water without gloves on. And I'm going to set that up for my sterile water. And this water is, the sterile water is brand new. Okay, so I've got that ready. And next I'm going to put on my sterile gloves. Next, I'm going to get my suction catheter, and I'm going to test the suction in my water to make sure that it's suctioning properly. And I'm going to wrap it around my dominant hand. And I'm going to come over here and attach it to my suction and turn my suction on. And then my left hand will become unsterile. To test a little bit with my sterile water, and it is suctioning properly. So now I'm going to go over here to my patient and remind him that if he starts feeling uncomfortable or if he needs me to stop, to raise his hand up. And I am going to go down into the trach 4 to 5 inches, and if I meet resistance or the patient starts to cough, I'm going to withdraw the catheter a 1/2 inch, and I don't want to suction any longer than 15 seconds. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove the oxygen source and get ready to suction. I'm going to go down about 4 or 5 inches. Okay. Now I'm going to apply pressure, and I'm going to come out in a circular motion with intermittent suction. And he has got some clear secretions coming out. Now I'm going to apply his oxygen source back, and I'm going to listen to his lung sounds again. Now his lung sounds are clear, and his O2 sat has come up to 95%. So the suctioning was effective. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the suction off. And disconnect the catheter. And I'm going to take off these sterile gloves with the catheter. And this goes into the biohazard bag. Next, I'm going to put me on some clean gloves. And take off my face mask. And I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the rest of this. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my gown off. Now I'm going to wash my hands. And I'm going to assess my patient. He seems to be breathing better. His O2 sats are still up at 95%, and he doesn't have any requests at this time. The bed rails are up. The bed is in lowest position. The bed is locked, and he has his call bell in reach. And now I'm going to document.